Kenu Cozy, and welcome to the weekend. It is the Grind Show. It is a Saturday show keeping you in the know of things that are happening in Marvel Contest of Champions in the foreseeable week. There's actually a lot of things that are going to be either announced, ending, or important things you need to know about in the foreseeable week. We start off the show by giving props and thanks to Dan and Frontline MCOC, who you can find in the link in the description if you want to keep up to date, especially with the MCOC calendar, as well as champions that are entering into the crystals, guides, information, stuff that from other content creators that drops. Then make sure to make frontlinemcoc.home.blog your homepage for all that helpful information. There's also a tab right at the bottom of the screen which has a follow button which allows you to follow this particular stuff. So yeah, why not make it your homepage and keep up to date with everything in Marvel Contest of Champions. Now I start the show off on a Saturday because a lot of things do happen or start or end on a Saturday. So where do we kick off with? Well, first of all, there is going to be a light start to the show. By on a Saturday, you're going to have an alliance war. Now, do bear in mind, it will be the final wars as we enter into the last part of the season. So if your particular alliance is fighting for that position to go from maybe a silver to gold, gold to a platinum, platinum to a master, wherever you are and your alliance, these wars are going to be crucial, especially when it comes to getting those big fat W's. The only other thing that's going to be happening on the day is going to be a class catalyst, if I can get my words, a class catalyst arena. So not the alpha, just going to be the catalyst one, which again, arenas that I don't know why Kabam haven't buffed that in any kind of way. Would be good if they could. On Sunday, there is nothing's really happening on Sunday. I would say use this opportunity and time. If you're like myself, you're kind of going like, okay, I've got a bit of time. I actually just realized I don't have any time on Saturday because I'm meant to be doing I was planning on doing Sunday to like change the office around, but Em was like, yeah, can we go to IKEA on Sunday? And I was like, oh, I was planning to do a lot of the stuff planning for next week and other stuff. So I'm like, oh, damn, I'm going to have to like change everything about. But that's life, sadly. Battlegrounds, do Battlegrounds, Event Quest, if you haven't done already. If you haven't grabbed units from lower difficulties, do it. I would say as well, if there's anything on that's going to be important, like an Event Quest completion, save some content. I've got to do Cavalier and Uncollected, which I'm pretty much going to do in the time frame. I just kind of feel like, yeah, time is of the essence, by the way, on this. Monday, and it's business time. This is when things get a little bit more interesting for the game because there's always resets and stuff. So it's the reset of the Battlegrounds store. That's first and foremost, whether or not you're purchasing items for whatever reason you want to purchase them. The other thing is that we have got a Black ISO market reset for those that are spenders within Marvel Contest of Champions that have bought the Summoner Sigil. It's your time for the reset of the featured crystal. So if you're looking to grab featured, and I would say that because the particular crystal is coming to an end point, not right now, but it is coming to a point of an end, you may be kind of thinking about, right, well, planning stuff in. It may be your last time to purchase. Do you want to purchase? Do you want to wait until the new crystal comes in? Are you saving shards? Think about these things as well. What else is happening on a Monday? Well, we have got ourselves an alliance war, which will be the final one of the season. Again, as I said, like the point is this could be make or break for a lot of players, a lot of alliances as to whether or not they're close to an end point of the season. Are they close to a new one? Going up a tier? Are they not? It's going to be a nail-biting time depending on how many points you require and also kind of getting some favourable kind of losses, which could be helpful or not helpful in this particular circumstance. The only other things that are going on is that there's going to be a round 2 to the Baron Zemo and the I think it's Silver Surfer Arena, so those will have a round 2, so look out for those because I know some people will want to get Baron Zemo and as well Silver Surfer, maybe for prestige elements. It's tough to say people's interest on that one, so round 2. We'll be doing predictions and hopefully results of that next week. And Tuesday will be the end of the season. Yes, straight on to Tuesday, there will be the end to the season, depending on where you are, what you're kind of like doing in the game. An end to Alliance War season, which is great for shards. I'm glad that we get a chunk of shards, which I'll be putting towards my featured crystal opening next month, which should be hopefully really good. Like there's a lot of champions I want to target, especially to take my roster, defense roster in particular, further, farther, faster, higher, stronger, better, whatever. That is what I'm hoping for. The only other thing on Tuesday is there's going to be an Alpha Catalyst Arena, which is, funny enough, whilst I'm recording this video, it is just being completed. And the final thing is an Incursion Milestone reset, which it's coming soon for a top zone refresh. But obviously, if you want to grab yourself a little bit of the milestones, some of the gold, then go for it. If you're not interested, you're not interested. It's up to you at the end of the day what you like to do. Wednesday now, some more things to do. Great. And that will be the finish point to the Mojo related quest. Yes, the Mojo related quest will go into a week 4 with the final parts of some of these objectives entering into final week. Remember, the one shot is very important because you want to get the rewards by one-shotting opponents. That's the nature of the game when it comes to the questings. Also, there's another thing. Again, these things you've probably already done before, but a forewarning to everybody, it will be an expiry of Cavalier Teamwork Dreamwork Crystals, or Teamwork Dreamwork Crystals in general. This is the acquisition. So if you've acquired a load of shards and you haven't purchase. It doesn't mean you have to open them straight there and then, but let's face it, you probably want to do that. So it will be your last time to purchase on Wednesday. The same thing can be said for the Scrapbox, which I've just gone past actually, the Rocket Scrapbox. So it'll be your last time to purchase before that expires, so do get involved with purchasing that before it expires. And the final thing that's happening on Wednesday, very importantly, depending on where you are and how much you want to push, Battlegrounds is going to come to an end, the season. I'm at the point of recording this video, again, behind on the grind, but I've had other stuff, I've had other work that I've needed to do in priority to this, not just MCOC, other kind of things in my life I've got to get done. But I'm managing to sandwich an hour here, an hour there, which is allowing me to go, from one to the other. But then it's a case of it depends how many Battlegrounds, how much success. If you winning 2 rounds, thumbs up, that's great. But if it's a case it takes 3 rounds, again, the pace of things gets slowed down a little bit. Yeah, you can only do what you can do in the length of time you have when you're in game. And also, when you're not affected by bugs, if you've seen some of the videos this week and the content coverage, you can definitely see where there's been bugs, and Kabam haven't fixed said bugs, but it is what it is, and it was what it was. Let's move on to Thursday now. On Thursday, things cool down. They chill down a little bit with the end from Alliance Wars. I do recommend getting involved with Alliance Wars because even though it's going to be out of season, it's still a great opportunity for players to pick themselves up a good amount of loyalty, which again is helpful to the grind. Adding more loyalty, buying more things and stuff like that can be really helpful for a player's roster. Buying and topping back up as well. If you top back up on certain things, revives, health potions, boosts and things like that. Yes, it's not great. We have to dig in to kind of spend on that stuff, but there have been some buffs to loyalty which have been really well received. Better when out of season because then you're not kind of spending into that particular loyalty. The only other thing that's on, and a very important thing, is an arena, a basic arena for Galan. I know a lot of players are very interested in Galan, and also to a point, if you haven't got the champion, you want to go out to the basic arena to grab. And especially if you haven't been lucky with the 6-star featured, then you definitely want to have this as an interest for players to go out and grab. So I'm sure there will be people interested in going out in this arena on the Thursday to go out and get yourself, well, maybe get yourself a Galan, whether it's a 5-star version or a 6-star version. And finally, on Friday, there will be an AQ enlistment. Yes, as soon as it starts, it ends, and as soon as it ends, it starts back up again. There's going to be an AQ enlistment, of course. There's also going to be a tier 4 basic arena that falls into the Friday, so look out for that. But I think the 2 crucial things that come out of the day of Friday is going to be the champion that wins out of White Tiger and Gladiator. So those 2 champions are going to be announced. Who's going to be the winner of them on Friday, so look out for that. That's one crucial thing. I also think, and there's a possibility, Kabam may look into the announcement of the next bit of content, which, as a lot of you know, if you've seen the narrative roadmap, should be Antman Quantumania. Now, there is rumoured that there's going to be a future version of Antman coming in to the to this particular one, quite possibly. I think a lot of us kind of know it's going to be is it Stinger, the daughter, Cassie Lang. It could be those 2 champions. Could be 1 champion, 1 villain. Sorry, 1 hero, 1 villain. quite possibly. Just don't know at this stage. Hopefully we get an idea of the future next week. It's hard to say as well because this could tie into like the cinema release. Just don't know just yet. But yeah, look out for that next week. Maybe there'll be new content announcement. It is again hard to say what is going to be. Yeah, just what's going to be announced. Will they wait another week? Yeah, could be, but maybe and could be not. I think they would announce something because it's just been a little while since we knew what was going on for the month of things, and we've got 2 weeks left of the quest at this stage. Because I think if you look at it like this, like there's 13 days at the point of recording this video, so it was 14. We go 1 week round, and then the final week before. I think it's always a Friday before the new update or new kind of content goes into the game. So I'm pretty certain we're going to get an announcement of that. So hold on to your britches. On the 3rd of February, we're going to get an answer. And at this point, I normally do my top grind tip of the week. And again, like difficult to say because there's so many different things going on. And I would say like topping up or mopping up your content is going to be important. It depends where you're at and what you want to do in the game. Some of the objectives are very much kind of specific to taking one specific class into the side quest. And I would say picking champions that usually interact with the boss are some of the best ones. Whether or not you're going up against a Mega Sentinel this week and looking for potential armor break champions, but because the champion does interact with that, it may be best to look at the options of stagger to then suppress the armor buff that a Mega Sentinel gets. But also look out to champions that if you're looking to be punished a bit more, like Kingpin coming into it and being very effective, then look to that. Champions that could be immune to certain effects, I would say auto block options can be very much advisable if you're looking for the one shot. And there's plenty of champions that do interact with that. That's one thing that I find against the likes of a Mega Sentinel is that when you're going up against the champion, I always seem to be auto-blocked a lot more. But I think that's something, again, down to an interactional thing. Is that a case of going like, okay, well, the champion does require a... not if the armor is up on the champion, then suppressing that is going to be a very important point. How do you look to suppress that? What is there better options? And at this point, you can normally look to the likes of Magneto, Angela. Angela has armor break, but again, is that going to be like a great option for that? Red Goblin, Karnak, Falcon could be an interesting option. One thing I'm doing at the moment is I'm back to 3.2.6. to go and hoard more revives and kind of increase the stash before I go in on some content where there's I've got 2 revives there. It's been a while since I've been back in here, since like November time. Catch up with that content, get stuff done. Battlegrounds, I would say if you don't like the meta, hoard your Elder Marks as well and save them for the next season and just maybe prepare for that. Save those energy refills. Start preparing for that now. So if you're thinking about, well, I'm done with this the Battleground season, start farming for those not revives, but energy refills from lower content. Save them back. Don't use them. And do things with your free energy. And that's what I'm doing at the moment, because make a better stab at maybe the next season. Yes, the next season after this could be trash, but at least to say like you've prepared for it, or prepared for Act 8.2, any new content that you want to do. So those are my grind tips for the week. Thank you very much for watching this video. Check out some other content located on screen, and I'll see you all very soon. Much love and goodbye for now.